cooking, everybody? I'm your chef Beats a la Booze, and obviously we're not in the kitchen today, we're in the studio. And today, since we're on quarantine, we're gonna do some Q&A, questions and answers with your guy. What's going on, guys? So over the last couple of weeks, I gathered up some questions from the viewers, from the people who watch the show, about some interesting things they'd like to know about me, about the show. So I'm just gonna read them off and give you guys the answers. So this first question comes in from @MrBigRUBE. He asked, if you had to cook with a musical inspiration, dead or alive, who would it be and why? That's a good question. If I had to cook with someone, dead or alive, or for someone, it would probably be Michael Jackson, because I'm a huge Michael Jackson fan, and I would like to know what he would want to eat, honestly. And if I had the chance to make him a beat, that would be amazing to hear him do what he does on it, and it would just be a great thing, man, because I love Michael Jackson and everything that he's done, his career, just to talk with him, interview him about certain things I'd like to know. So yeah, it'd be Michael Jackson, man. But thanks for that question, Mr. Rube. I appreciate you. All right, the next question comes in from Anonymous. They asked, how do you go about coming up with meals and beats for each guest? That's a great question. So basically, I contact the artist before the show starts, and I ask them if they have any food allergies, which is most importantly because I don't want to get anybody sick or send them to the hospital. And then I go about creating the meal that they like. I ask them what's their favorite dish, seafood, pasta, anything that they like. I kind of make it around that. So then I go with that. I come up with an idea, I present it to them, and if they say yeah, then I go for it. As far as the beats are concerned, the same thing. I listen to their music, I come up with something that I think that they would be able to freestyle on, or I go based off like their projects in the past. Anything that I hear that they can get on, I kind of go in that direction, and then I present it to them before the show, ask them if that's something that they can work with, and then we go from there. So that's the process on that. Next question comes in from @Marquis91Lee. She asked, did you go to culinary school? No, I did not go to traditional culinary school. I started as a busboy in a restaurant, and then I worked my way up the line from the cold appetizer side to the hot saute, and then eventually onto the grill. So I got a lot of hard knocks training, on the job training. You know, once I learned something, I had to apply it, and once I learned how to prep it, it was always my job to do it. So I learned through that, which was good and bad, because I got the bad side of getting yelled at for things that I should know, not being in school, but I also got the training to do it right the first time and keep putting my best foot forward in the kitchen. So thank you for that question, and thank you for watching. This next question comes in from La Lindo Love. She asked, who was your favorite producer? It's a great question. It's hard to pinpoint one producer as my favorite producer. I got a lot of different producers that I like certain things of, certain aspects, like Knife Wonder. I love the way he chops up his samples. It's so crazy, like you can hear the original sample, but the way he rearranges the sample is crazy. So like Knife Wonder, I would say for sampling. Drum wise and that knock, probably Timbo or Swiss. Of the two, probably Swiss Beats, because I like his drums are kind of airy, real spaced out, give you that real, they just thump, man. Timbo too, both of them. Just Blaze, I like the way his drum arrangements sound like more of a real drum set, real live player feel. Jay Dilla, the way he chops his drums with the samples, and it's just, the rearrangements of the sampling is what I like. It really makes him stand out as a producer. So when I sample something, I try to not do what they do, but try to just remember that there's different ways to do it, rearranging it, and making the sample yours, you know what I mean? You could take something old, flip it around, and it'll still be something from the 70s, but now you re-entered it into the new era, which is kind of dope. So that's why I like using this machine, the MPC 2000 XL, and sampling, because you rearrange them and make it yours. So thank you for that question. The next question comes in from Josh. Choose one rapper to cook a meal with. Oh, I'm sorry. choose one rapper to cook me a meal, and who would it be and why? So if I had to choose one rapper to cook me a meal and why, it would probably be Action Bronson, only because I know he deals with the culinary world. I've seen his show, and he looks like he can cook. That's the only reason why. No offense to any other rappers. You guys are probably chef in the kitchen, but I know that he does it. And he has knowledge of the kitchen and food, so I'll definitely look forward to a meal from him. So thank you, Josh. All right, this last question comes in from @BeyondNina_. She asked, in one episode you said that you were pushing off producing the Beat Bistro. What was the turning point in your life that made you finally hit the green light? And given that turning point, what honest, raw advice do you have for your viewers who are sitting on a dream of their own? That's a great question. Basically, what made me hit the green light on the Beat Bistro was that, number one, I'm not getting any younger. I have a son, and it was either now or never, man, because sometimes you have ideas that you kind of sit on based on your friends or other people's approval of it, so you kind of run the ideas by them, and if they don't give you the correct feedback, you kind of just say, no, I'm not going to do it. So I kind of just, honestly, I said, F what people think, forget about them, this is something that I want to do. And the only way it's going to get done right is if I do it on my own and not really let the opinions of other people kind of stop me or hinder me from what I want to do. So I said, I'm just going to do it. And basically for the show, I set the date December 1st without having a place to shoot it, concept, idea, or anything. I just set the date to kind of put the fire under my own butt to say something is going to come out December 1st. I don't know if it's going to be the quality that I want or what I expect, but something is going to come out. So sometimes you have to set a date without even knowing if it's going to work out or not, just to give you the drive to do it. So I set the date and I just worked my ass off until then to try to come up with an idea and put everything together with the help of a few friends, you know what I mean, who I bounced ideas off of, and whether they liked it or not, I was going to do it. So you kind of just have to put yourself in tunnel vision and go for it, and you have the ideas and you make it happen. So the second part of that was, any advice do I have for viewers who are sitting on a dream? Just do it, man. Just don't wait, you know what I mean? Because every day you wait is another day that someone else can be coming up with their idea, and you just got to take the risk and just go for it, man. Don't worry about failure, because failure is a lesson. There's a lot of times I failed coming up with this show, or just ideas that I thought would work that didn't work, but you got to push through and just don't care what other people think, man. That's the biggest thing. If you care what other people think, you're not going to do it. And I care what the viewers think after I put it out, though. You know what I mean? I like the feedback. People say you should do this, you should do that, and I take all that into consideration going into the next episode. So my biggest piece of advice is just do it. Just do it. Don't tell anybody. Don't run it by anybody. If you feel it and if you're confident in it, then it'll work and you'll be happy with it. And that's really the end thing. I'm happy with the show, whether people like it or not. And I'm just happy that I've gotten positive feedback from everybody. So that's a great question. Thank you for that, Beyond Nina. And that concludes our Q&A episode of the Beat Bistro. Season 2 coming soon. I hope everybody's staying safe in this quarantine time. I don't have my gloves on, but keeping social distance, because there's only me and the cameraman, and he's about 6 feet away from me. But thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you guys soon with season 2.